Hey everybody, how's it going? So, saw some people saying that the Dank food hack, the most recent one from KingCobraJFS, actually gets pretty crazy. And I just really am not sure what kind of videos I should be making right now anyway. So, sure, let's go for it. The actual runtime of these two videos is it's a Dank steak, I think. The name is. It's, I think more than 73 minutes. The runtime of these two videos, making it and trying it. I'm not doing that. So I took it, trimmed out all the silence. I sped it up, all right? What are we trying to be here all day? So let's see. I hate food hacks like this. So it's going to be rough. I like when he just makes a burrito out of like a bunch of pre-cooked things or whatever. Anyway, let's see how gross this gets. See how much you can mess up that kitchen.
What's up, you crazy bastards? So we're going to do a steak food hack. What's up, you crazy bastards? So we're going to do a steak food hack. I haven't done one of those in a hot minute. And we have a single steak right here, made with real Angus beef. It's a $12 steak. It's not super expensive. What's up, you crazy bastards?
Okay.
So we're going to do a steak food hack. I haven't done one of those in a hot minute. And we have a single steak right here, made with real Angus beef. It's a $12 steak. It's not super expensive, but it's not cheap either.
$12? That could be going towards that drink combo he was begging for.
Let it de-thaw to room temperature, and to avoid making a mess on this nice clean stove.
I wonder how much he paid for this. Well, you know what? It's definitely possible that Clint would have taken him to the grocery store. He does that once in a while. Usually when he goes grocery shopping with his dad, he ends up getting stuff like that.
We're going to cook it in here. And before we get into cooking our
I don't know if he would think to order that himself from like Instacart or whatever.
steak, we're going to have to add some ingredients before we heat it up. And we're going to add
the classic electric cooker that Jessica hates so much, and they got in a big fight over.
Here, 1 second. We're going to need help with our steak flavoring. So before we address this situation, we're going to have to address the pan
Josh,
situation.
you love bacon grease. I'm not telling you which one to use.
It's bacon grease.
Why are you yelling at me?
So we're going to use this for the bottom of our steak. And
What have I done? What was this, country crock for to cook the steak in?
And a little bit of that bacon fat to the bottom of our pan.
Bacon fat, sorry.
And of course we need...
He used to love country crock, and then his mind was poisoned when she said it's one molecule away from plastic or whatever. I see the 12-pack of Mountain Dew back there.
Original butter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I spoke too soon. We do have the country crock. All is well.
And grab another fork. Now we got a clean fork. We're going to address the situation.
Address? He's going to address the situation? He's going to speak on the rumors?
Thaw to room temperature.
The allegations?
Take it out of the container. Let's take a look at this gorgeous steak. See, it's not too thin, not too thick. That's actually a decent sized little steak. For $13, it's not bad. Now we're going to take off the fork and we'll just stab it with our fork.
He needs to get his anger out. This is the... That's what his therapist told him to do. How much you want to bet this fork is going back in the drawer?
Stab it with our fork. Flip it over.
I gotta try not to pause this, or else we'll be here all day.
This room temp de-thawed steak and poke holes in it.
Man, sped up. This is kind of scary.
That one in the sink. Now we're going to take our steak and we're going to add our seasoning to it.
Oh, fork going in the sink.
We're going to turn the pan on. Turn the pan on to like right there. That'll get that melted. And what seasoning are we going to add to our steak before we put it in the pan? We got some bone sucking sauce, steak seasoning and rub, and
what you know about sucking bone?
Garlic powder. And we are going to garnish the steak with some other ingredients. We'll get to that later.
Do you hide your meat under garlic powder before throwing it in the electric cooker?
Seasoning. We're going to flip it and get that
country crock
and all that cooking in there. And take that raw steak and put the seasoned side down first and hit the top of it. So seasoned side down first. Now I'm going to hit the top of that with some more seasoning. That steak seasoning and then some garlic powder.
Always got to do the other side while it's cooking.
Now we're going to hit that top of that steak with some more of our bacon up.
So loud.
Bacon grease. Does this seem a bit excessive? Possibly, but that's why these cooking videos I make are delicious. You ever cooked Steak and bacon grease and butter spread.
I
flicked everything, I suppose.
I flicked through these yesterday, and the end product is so unrecognizable to like any actual food item. It looks like a garbage disposal.
That's good. Bacon up.
Or something. Like it's just.
Then we hit the top of that steak with our butter spread and country crock. I'm not going to be in a rush to like cook this damn steak up.
A little extra country crock. Didn't want to dry out.
Stuffing enough grease for what we need it for. I'm going to turn the fucking pan on to a medium heat. The steak is missing something though.
Oh, what's it missing? The bone-sucking rub and the garlic salt not enough?
I think I know what it's missing, YouTube. Some beer. We're going to pour some beer into our pan.
He loves setting up all this like oil to cook in and then just like boiling the food in beer instead.
Goes without saying, not to blast the pan. Before just a splash of beer on top.
Give it a nice deglaze, all the years of buildup of some burnt in the corners.
Like that should be enough. You want to overflow it, maybe a little bit more. Okay, that's enough. Now I want to flip the steak. It's got all that butter and that grease right on top of there. I want to flip it so that both sides get a coating. That. Now I want to barely cook the steak because I like mine bloody to medium rare, so this will not take long. And after we cook
bloody to medium rare? This guy's a sicko.
Our steak, we're going to put it on a plate, and then we're going to add some other tasty ingredients to it. You want to close up on that steak action, don't you? Yeah, look at that sizzle and sexiness.
Completely unrecognizable. It's like he's cooking liver or something.
Oh, look at that, it's getting all fogged up from the cooking. So far, I'm liking the way the steak is smelling.
That boiling core is really steaming up the place.
Long enough that we get a nice outside sear. And take the spatula and kind of flick the juices onto the steak. And we're going to want to hold on to that steak grease with all the butter spread, the bacon grease, and all that beer and that seasoning, and the steak grease.
He's flicking the things on without spilling the country crock and bacon grease.
Our onions. We want to overcook it because I like my steaks medium rare, so a little bit longer.
Now he's saying medium rare?
Time to flip it, I think. Use my hand here to flip it just like that so we don't make a humongous mess. Checking the sides here.
Man, it's crazy how he's like, I like it bloody to rare, and then he puts this in the fridge overnight and comes to it the next day.
It's got a nice outside sear on it. Kind of hit the top of that again with some of that oily goodness.
How'd that hood get so dirty already?
That's a hot steak. I wouldn't recommend.
Well, why are you holding it?
I got hands of steel by the looks of it.
He's got hands of steel. They're working hard.
That's not going to be cooked.
You got soft hands, boy.
Cooked for too much longer.
Better not handle steaks.
Because we got a bunch of other ingredients to add to our steak, like caramelized onions.
Caramelized?
And gravy and cheese.
Okay.
And a fresh slice of smoked salmon. And some bacon bits.
I'm sorry, I heard cheese and smoked salmon.
Like caramelized onions.
Caramelized
gravy
onions.
And cheese and a fresh slice of
gravy,
smoked salmon.
Cheese, fresh smoked salmon, and bacon bits. I can't. I can wait. I can wait to see it actually.
Just about done. I don't want to go too much longer on it because I don't want to ruin a good steak.
Not too much longer. If you like your
steak well done, then you eat steak the way you want to eat it. Because I want to eat it the way I'm going to fucking eat it.
Why is what? Which one of you said better not undercook that, boy? I'll cook it how I feel like it, troll.
Steak.
Bro, just go back to eating Doritos.
That's looking beautiful. Transfer it to a plate. Hi, Chihuahua, that's hot.
Why is he holding it?
Steak.
It's clearly just boiled in the cores. Why is it? Okay, I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I don't know how it's supposed to look, really.
Oh, look at that sexiness. Now we're gonna
let that sit overnight.
Down to a low medium heat.
Caramelize those onions.
As that cools down, the majority of that liquid is going to be reduced. See, the liquid levels here are not looking too shabby right there. You see that? A little bit of liquid at the bottom. Now what I'm going to do next, before we continue with our steak, we're going to take some caramelized onions. Like, you can just smell the grease coming off of this. It smells amazing. And I got some prepared right here in the can. They're already diced. Which if you want to...
Of course, I wasn't expecting him to dice onions now, was I?
Fancy with it and chop the onions by hand and get all Chef Gordon Ramsay with it.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. You get all fancy Gordon Ramsay and cut your own onions. Oh, fancy pants over here, cutting their own onions. We're not getting all crazy like that with 3 Michelin stars, etc.
Cool, but sometimes we don't have time to cook, so it's good to have stuff that's pre-made.
Bro, what are you doing all day? You don't have time to cook.
I'm gonna throw a little bit more grease into the
You don't have time to dice onions.
pan for our caramelized onions.
Caramelize those onions.
Grab a fresh fork and do a scoop of that in there.
Nice fork of
Some
country
bacon
crock.
up, bacon grease. There's a factory that takes and cans up bacon grease. It's a wonderful thing. One of my fans sent me this.
Is it?
No, sponsor. That should be enough grease
Good luck.
for everything that we're doing. But you said that last time. Now you get these onions open and just dump them in there. Nice and easy like.
Whole
so here
thing.
comes our delicious steak.
Dumping a whole onion worth of diced onion for his one
Already
steak.
cooked. We'll let it cool off while we do our rest of our thing. Then we throw on like a little bit of garlic powder on top of our onions. Some of that other huge.
I really feel like he's gonna involve
Not a
sugar.
whole lot because there was already plenty on that. One little splash of the beer in there. Perfect. Now we're going to get these caramelized. Turn this back up to our medium heat like we had it before. And
Oh, you're gonna caramelize them at medium heat. Good
we're
luck.
going to put the lid on top here. Let those onions caramelize. Take a look at the steak. It is looking beautiful. Gonna be like a little bit of pink in the middle, but that's just fine. We need to get our other ingredients prepared. So all our ingredients here. We want to put some of this roasted garlic, rotisserie and cheese on top into that.
Artisan roasted garlic cheese. Okay.
We're going to add bacon bits and gravy and those caramelized onion bits. When that cools off, we're going to
Char
add
gravy.
a pre-made slice of this fish. This is a
Why?
bluegill smoked salmon. I think that's what it is. Yeah, smoked salmon. And it's already ready to eat. You just got to take it out and eat it. So we'll do
How do you even go about acquiring this?
that very last. When the steak is all cooled off and everything is put on top, the cheese is melted with the gravy, the bacon bit, and the onions. We'll let the steak cool off, and then we're going to garnish it with this fish. So this is maybe the last thing.
That's not a garnish.
Caramelized onions be like,
Oh my god. Bro,
Give it a little stir.
no, that's not.
Get it coated in all that steak and grease and all that. We're also going to need to add sauce to it. besides
What
gravy.
makes
I got
these
some A1 steak sauce that we
caramelized?
use.
Just beer onions and country crock.
While the onions are heating up, we can get the cheese ready for it. So once the onions are done cooking, we're just going to throw it all together. These are fresh container of real Hormel bacon bits. And if you don't want to add like cooked bacon to your thing, like you don't want to take time to cook it, bacon bits are great for a food hack. They're great for a salad. But why not
Oh my god, he doesn't have time for bacon, so he's using bacon
put
bits.
them on a steak as well?
I like how there's the gravy and A1 right next to it, ready to go. It's gonna be dank.
Onions a stir. We're going to saute and cook and all that flavor we added to it earlier. Those onions are looking and smelling pretty delicious, YouTube. On the bowl. You know, I don't want to overcook the steak by trying to melt cheese on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this cheese.
He was pondering the idea of putting cheese on the steak and microwaving it.
Right here. Cut it up and cut the cheese. Fart joke's funny. No, but seriously. Gonna cut this cheese into chunks. And then we're gonna microwave the chunks and just pour the cheese on top of the steak. Instead of trying to microwave it on top of the steak or whatever.
Microwave chunks of cheese to then pour the melted cheese onto it. No horseradish?
One second. There we are. Dites and Watson makes really good cheese. It's not a
Dites?
sponsor. So we got the roasted garlic cheese.
That's Dites
And
now?
we'll just kind of take it, chunks don't gotta be pretty because they're all gonna get melted. Some people like garlic with their steak. They don't have any garlic cloves, but they got some garlic flavored cheese. Got a chunk for the
He
chef.
also did cover the whole thing in garlic salt.
Try it. That's good cheese. So the onions, I'm liking the way they're looking. Smell coming off these onions is very nice. See how nice and cooked and all the sauce they're in.
Wow.
Kill the heat.
That is some pretty high heat there.
And kill the heat. And these onions are going to saute and finish cooking. That's going to
You're
be
just throwing out saute
delicious.
like that?
Now, let the onions cool off, and then we're going to add our other ingredients to our recipe here. So far, we're only 20 minutes in, 28 minutes in. 28 minutes to make this, it ain't too bad. The thing about cooking is a lot of people don't have a whole lot of time. They want something that's cheap, easy to make, stacked with calories, and delicious.
Stacked with calories.
Already plugged in, fantastic.
Where
So
can
the
I
next
get
step is going to
enough
be we're gonna take
calories?
Each bowl of the garlic cheese.
Can't
and we're
keep
going
up
to
with
melt
today's
it and then drizzle it on top of our
caloric
steak.
needs.
Right after the onions are done cooling off. And we got some of this home-style brown gravy we're going to add to it, too. Oh, that's delightful. That is delightful. I'm not trying to get a bowl and like pour some
Bro's
gravy
just
out and
drinking the
kinda stir it
gravy.
around so it's not all cold and lumpy on top of the steak. So we're not going to use the whole jar of gravy. That just seems a bit excessive, doesn't it? Brown gravy is delicious. So I'm going to take a little bit of our brown gravy, kind of pour some in there. That should be enough for the chunk of it, I would think. Maybe like a little bit more. So
is this getting microwaved too?
Gelatinous and goopy, and you know what I'm saying?
Gelatinous?
I don't cold gravy on my steak, I don't think. So we're not going to need any more of this, I don't think. It's practically half the jar, but I digress. And to our gravy, we're going to add some A1 steak sauce. Yeah, that's enough A1 steak.
The A1
now we
gravy
got that in there. We're going to stir the gravy and the steak sauce around. Grab our trusty clean fork. I'm going to take the A1 steak.
Is this for dipping or is this the beverage on the side?
Put it around with the brown gravy. Delightful. All right. That's not half bad, YouTube. Mixing the A1 steak sauce with the brown gravy. I'm here for it. We're about to migrate over to counter here.
Migrate.
Move the dishwashing rack to the side for a second so we can focus on our next couple of steps. Stick with me, folks.
I'm trying. It's hard.
Food hack. Excuse me. Now we're going to take the cheese. I'm going to dump it in the microwave so it's all ooey gooey. Then I'm going to pour the cheese on top and get that money shot right there. We're going to need our other ingredients as well, our bacon bits. The first thing we're going to do is melt and microwave the cheese in the microwave in that bowl and drizzle the melted cheese all over the steak. Then on top of the cheese, we're going to add our onion.
We haven't done that yet?
Our bacon bit. And then we're going to microwave and melt the gravy and pour the gravy on top of that.
So it's going to be the melted cheese, then the onions and bacon bits.
No, should we do the gravy first? I don't think it really matters that
And then the gravy?
Let's do the gravy first.
Oh, gravy first.
We're going to microwave that goddamn gravy and A1 steak sauce mixture.
He is thriving right now. He's getting all worked up.
2 minutes. Then we're going to pour the gravy on top of our steak. Then we're going to do the cheese after that. We're going to microwave them both anyways, so it don't matter which one we put on first. I'll put the gravy on first because I feel like it. Yes, sir. Let's try one of these caramelized onions that I done made. Fresh off the source. Yeah, those are nice. Those are nice.
Nice 4-minute caramelized onions.
That didn't take long. Like literally after a 2-minute burst. Oh shit, that's hot. After a 2-minute burst, there's like 1 minute and 10 seconds left, and that is cooked. That is piping hot. So I'm gonna take this gravy and barbecue, or not barbecue, but
A1, my guy. That's so much.
Oh god damn, that looks good.
It's getting worked up.
Sink. Rinse it out real quick. Well, the cheese is a little bit thicker, so that might take a little bit longer, but let's
This thing's gonna be 50% liquid.
One more time, huh? Okay, the gravy's not like piping hot, but the bowl was.
He doesn't like it hot.
Until we get that cheese nice and melted. Then once we get the cheese melted, we're going to drizzle it on top of our gravy, and then we're going to add our bacon bits and our caramelized onion, and we're going to let this son of a bitch cool
That's
off.
a totally different order.
Garnish it with a slice of smoked salmon. It should be delicious.
I don't understand why he's going to put a wad of smoked salmon on top.
Steak food hacking in quite a long time, and I do like my meats. Go ahead, unplug the pan here.
You like your meat?
Scooch it. Scooch it. There we go. Is this looking healthy enough for my YouTube audience? Is this ridiculous? Is this gluttonous?
Good luck.
Yes, goddammit, it is. Goddamn, son. Now, after that 2-minute burst, I had about 34 seconds left, and the cheese was definitely...
Imagine being his neighbor and just like being able to see into the window and he's just screaming in the kitchen about melting cheese.
Oh my god. Sweet baby Satan, look at that. It's still stuck to the inside. We have to scrape it all out, YouTube. This is ridiculous. Yeah. That bowl is hot tamales,
it's something.
Man. I'm going to take and just all that cheese, all that melted garlic cheese. Yeah, we're going to smear this on top. Yeah, the cheese is definitely melted. It was starting to bubble, and I don't want to overcook it. But putting like all this melted cheese on top of a steak, I mean, this just seems a bit excessive.
Melt it so that it can just re-solidify into a brick the next day.
The cheese as best as I can, but there's still some on the side there.
Gotta get every last bit.
That in the sink,
just eating it out of the bowl.
I'll give you a close-up of this action before we do our final 2 steps here, or 3 steps. Look at that. Look at it. If you like the cooking videos, subscribe for more. Now we're going to take our caramelized onions, and we're going to drizzle the caramelized onions on top of that melted cheese. A whole container for a steak.
Where do you get the idea for these onions?
Might not be necessary, but it's like a bloody million.
He's eating his vegetables.
It's probably going to taste delicious. And try to get all the onions out of there if we can. Scoop it on there. Drenched in onions, no doubt. Try to get them all out, but I can't guarantee.
Someone's going to be stinky.
This thing is like covered in onions. I think we got them as much as we're going to need. There's a couple left in the pan, but we can snack on those. while we let it cool off. There's not much more it needs.
Snack on some onions while we wait for this to get cold.
Show you the close-ups. Like, this just looks ridiculously unhealthy, YouTube. There's like a small little bit.
Good luck.
To munch out on, let it cool off. And I'm going to throw on the final ingredient before we garnish it with the salmon. And of course, it goes without saying, some goddamn bacon bits.
And I'm assuming he's using the whole container here.
Damn, son. Not quite the entire container of bacon bit, but that's most of it.
It's going to be the whole thing.
I can't stand for it. There's no way I can fit any more ingredients on top of here. The sauce is legitimately spilling out over the edge of the plate.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
The
Wow.
grease coming off of this is
oh, my God. Yeah, the sauce is literally just at the top.
astonishing. I mean, this looks insane, dude. I'm trying to get some of that grease off the side here. It's just like a little bit on the lip of the plate. All that gravy and that grease is spilling out over the edge of the plate. That's all right. That's how you cook.
I wonder if he puts this in the fridge just like that, or if he's just going to leave it on the counter like that.
So what do you do? What can you do? I want to transfer this to table. A couple of grease spots on the counter.
And on the table, I'm sure.
For a hot minute. We use the same fork that we used to scrape off the cheese. Ready a steak knife to cut that up. Put the lid up on the pan here. And we can always snack on those caramelized onions while letting it cool off, or for later, it don't matter.
Oh, he's really determined to eat the extra caramelized onions in the pan.
If we're going to need a knife to cut our steak, that didn't take us too long to make, about 46 minutes or so. But look at that. All the bacon, the cheese, the
46-minute steak,
gravy.
okay.
That just looks delectable, man. You get some like rolls to go with that to soak up any of the excess gravy. That'd be a hearty meal for sure. Is that a steak or is that a steak? It smells like...
Honestly, if you showed it to me, I wouldn't be too sure what it is.
Damn steak I've ever had in a hot minute. That's what it smells like. We'll let it cool off, and then we're going to garnish it with one last thing. And it's this, like I said, this Blue Hill Bay herb smoked salmon.
Herb.
100% real fish, fully cooked.
You're telling me Herb smoked this salmon?
12 grams of protein per serving, no artificial preservative, and it's gluten-free. Would you eat this steak? Tell me, would you put salmon on top of it? Because this is ridiculous.
Oh, no.
I'm going to sip some of this gravy off the edge real quick.
Oh my God, he's doing body shots off of it. Gravy body shots off the steak. Come on! Come on! What are you doing? Ozzy in the background.
And then we're going to garnish it, and then in the next video, I'm going to try it. You're going to leave us cliffhanging like that after watching you make it, you son of a bitch. Yes, because by the time you get done watching this, your arteries are probably going, oh! So if you want to piss off your cardiologist, this is...
Piss off your cardiologist to get revenge. Cardiologist revenge porn.
I got most of the sauce off here. A little bit on the outside ain't gonna hurt. We take a look at that sexiness. It's covered in gravy. I did not need to pour that much gravy onto it. This is just a random concept I had for a recipe. So no idea how it's gonna taste. See, that's cool off enough. I think we can add the garnish. This is again a slice of smoked salmon right there, and it's already pre-cooked. So all you gotta do is take it out of the packaging and eat it. As long as you eat it within the next 5 days of purchasing it, you'll be fine. And it said, and I quote, do not cross-contaminate with undercooked or raw food. So if I want to garnish this on my deal here, and I make sure that it's at least cooked. You don't want to come open, YouTube. So
yeah, but you're gonna put it on and then, oh my God, and then let it sit there for a day.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you finish your dank cooking video recipe.
Good luck.
Yeah, there we go. I do want to upload this video before I try the cooking part of it, or try it. Boy, this does not want to come out of the packaging, dude. Like, bro, I'm trying to make a cooking video, and it's like, nope, screw you. Did we have access? I think we gained access. Oh, look at that.
It's really struggling.
Beautiful. Hold up. Oh, yeah, look at that. That is beautiful. The skin is still on there on the bottom and on the top. So all I gotta do is just bloop, delicately garnish right there, just like that.
How is that a garnish?
That will be what we call a food hack. Put the salmon right on top of there, and I may keep it in the fridge.
And there we go. There we have it. This is going in the fridge.
Until I go to try it, so that way we don't, you know what I'm saying. But if it's a little bit cold and we don't get a cheese pull, I'm honestly not complaining because this looks and smells delicious. Steak and salmon. Greetings, YouTube. Something much.
Okay, this is the next video. Yeah, he's got to have... He doesn't like food hot anymore.
You're not on this here steak
it's got to be cold.
That I made. And I got to say, it's pretty delicious. I did put it...
It's got Fanta, too?
In the fridge overnight.
Not even zero?
It probably tastes better fresh, but I digress. Overall, the...
Okay, so he's been working on this. He got it out of the fridge.
Compliments on the taste. I'm liking it. Got this fresh slice of smoked salmon on top.
Not fresh anymore now, is it? It was sitting on top of steak overnight.
It's got a nice smoky fish taste, mixed with a nice extra protein boost. But then we get into the meat and potatoes of this so-called dish. All the grease from
There's
the
no
steak
potatoes.
has congealed with the gravy that I made with the sauce. And
I'm sure the whole thing's solidified, yes. All the bacon grease has become a solid again.
Amidst that, there are also chunks of like cheese that is solidified to glorious little chunks. Melting this garlic cheese all on top of the steak, the onions and the bacon. Exquisite, YouTube. I would definitely make this again, but maybe use like less onions and less gravy so it doesn't just like flood the plate, you know, and less bacon bits. That way it's all contained on the one steak instead of just like all over the plate like a huge mess. And
well, that wouldn't be that very dank now, would it?
It probably would taste amazing if it was fresh, but I digress. It was late when I got that video uploaded to YouTube, and I was tired, and I figured I'll just have this for lunch and dinner, so it doesn't really matter because I'm going to end up eating. Let's try to get
Okay, yeah, or you just couldn't eat it hot.
a little bit of that steak, though, huh? If you look at the section there, see that's a little bit raw, but I don't care.
It's a little bit raw! Bro, you put it in the fridge overnight with with salmon on top. Come on. Good luck.
It's like barely medium rare. That is cooked to perfection, in my opinion. Because I
Good
like
luck.
my steak. People are like, oh, you didn't wash your hands after handling raw meat. I'm aware of the fact that that's a food hazard, but I'm the one eating it, so who cares?
He didn't wash his hands after making it yesterday. Oh, God. That's good luck.
If you don't like my cooking videos, and don't watch. Cross section of that steak. Beautiful.
That did look pretty raw.
That steak's got a really good flavor on it. The combination of the garlic powder and the steak seasoning that I use.
But what do I know?
But this is high in calories and very rich. Like I said, that steak is barely cooked. Barely a medium rare. Overall,
Just ripping apart with his
also
hands.
really decadent, really rich. I'd recreate this. And if you don't like watching my cooking videos, then don't watch. But if you like watching me try
I'm
my
thinking
food,
about
try
it.
for more, let meat off. Got a tiny bowl here with some like meat and fat on it.
I'm really thinking
That
about
steak without the bone.
stopping.
This is a high-calorie mess for sure. I'm eating this for the rest of the evening. Sometimes my food creations don't always turn out the best, but this one turned out pretty good. I mean, it's steak. It's, you know, I watch a lot of YouTubers who make their own food. And
Yeah.
mine's not as professional as theirs, but it's all about the love of that steak, man. Mixing the A1 steak sauce with the brown gravy is definitely a delicious call. It complements the, I like the way it tastes with the onions and the bacon. And the smoked salmon, like I said, is a nice touch too. That's the perfect way to garnish it. If you're like one of those
I'm in
high-protein
shock.
diet, the carnivore diet. I do enjoy my red meat, though. It is delightful. If you choose to
Oh, you're on the carnivore diet these days?
eat red meat, that's your choice. As long as you ain't eating humans. And that's
I just ran out of space there for a second. I had to go delete some stuff to continue. Yeah, he just said something about red meat diet. Long as you ain't eating humans. It's another strong stance he has.
freedom to eat as humans without people
Alive, human, of age, non-cannibalistic.
judging us for our weights or for what we're eating, or people being like, oh my god, what you're eating is gross. Oh my god.
I think at a certain point we're gonna have to start judging, though, brother.
It's like, yeah, well, no one's
I think we can judge this,
gonna
and
watch my
it's
video. The brown
fair.
gravy with the A1 steak sauce, it's working. You know, I got these caramelized onions, and then a hit from that bacon. It's the seasoning that I use. It's overall got a smokiness to it. That's definitely rich in flavor. Holy, and you know, you gotta cut
Yeah?
through all the bacon and the gravy and all that good stuff to get to the meat. And you get like layers of flavor, but I say it's worth. I also say my hands are. I need a nap. Let's grab ourselves a paper towel and wipe off the grease on our fingers and mouth. That was actually the first meal No, actually, no, it wasn't. One of the first meals I've cooked in here. I don't cook in my kitchen too often just because it makes it easier to keep clean.
Oh, you don't cook in the kitchen so that way it stays clean. Oh, good, nice. It definitely doesn't have to do anything with how he would rather just have Taco Bell delivered. He just was trying to keep the kitchen clean.
It's easier to DoorDash something, but you can only do so much.
Easier to DoorDash something. Yeah, is it? Is it easier to DoorDash something?
Food items in the fast food restaurants, and those are always fun, but you know, the fans also love the cooking. We don't have any alcohol at the moment except for my Skittles meat, and I'm not in a rush to finish that.
He's not trying to save any money or anything like that by cooking at home. Just to do food hacks is why he will cook.
Jar because that meat takes forever to make. But this is a good steak meal that I made. And I got some Body Armor Orange Mango, 28-ounce bottle.
Boy's
Got
gotta
supposed to use.
hydrate.
Got all the electrolytes and vitamins and antioxidants. That's a good flavor. I normally get the peach mango one, but they were out, so they got the orange mango as a replacement, which is just fun. But yeah, if you like steak, you like seafood, you like cheese, you like gravy, you like bacon, onions, this is definitely the dish. And I can't tell that's
Oh,
cheese
if
breaking
you like the ingredients of this, you'll love this.
off the, yeah, that's a big old chunk of cheese breaking off the steak there. I'm trying to pick it up with a fork. You're looking at
You
a big
sure?
old puddle of cheese right there. Mm-hmm. That's the cheese.
No,
Overall, this is
dude,
very
that's the solidified bacon grease.
rich, and this definitely filled me up. Not exactly what you call fancy, but it's like, could you imagine a guy living by himself, a bachelor? What would he cook? Probably something like this. And using
No!
the bacon grease and the butter spread to cook the steak, phenomenal choice. Overall, this is just really greasy, and it's cold from being in the fridge, mind you, but that's all right because I'm going to finish eating it over the course of the next couple of days or so. If I don't finish it tonight,
He should just customize frozen pizzas.
I don't let food go to waste in my space, you know what I'm saying? And it turns your everyday $12 steak into a greasy,
He
unhealthy
doesn't let
mess.
food go to waste. Just all of the money that goes towards
I
it.
cut me another piece of that steak and get it with that cheese. And if you want to be vegan, that's your your choice. You're trying to convince other people of it. There are ways to not be an absolute cunt about it. So I might have to take an extra big old bite of this unhealthy looking steak, smothered in meat and gravy and what have you, just for the vegan.
Thanks for the tip.
It's like, okay, if you don't want to be the vegan teacher anymore, then just stop doing it, you know? But then you go and say crap like you've been saying on the internet, people are going to be like, this is psycho. Oh, look at that. Is that a big old piece of steak? Yes,
it's going to be fun to edit.
A little bit of steak and has some fat on it. Oh, yeah. I don't trim the fat off my meat. I just cook it. That's where that cheese
no kidding.
The steak and garlic is a very popular combination of flavors. I didn't have garlic, so I used the garlic cheese on top and added onions, so it differs a little bit from the traditional.
He literally put garlic salt all over it.
But, like I said, it's tender. I like the flavor I put with it. It works. But if you're vegan or you're not into the meat diet, then don't watch this video. But like I said, this is very...
Well, bro, we're an hour in! What do you mean? I could have used that warning at the beginning.
Very rich in flavor, that brown gravy with everything that I put in this recipe, which you can see in part 1 of making some steak. It took me about, 40, 50 minutes, like an hour to make. Pretty straightforward. And people are like, hey, I saw the crock pot. You should do a beef stew or something like that. I'm like, yeah, we could look into doing that sometime. But these food hacks cost money. Sometimes why my account goes in the negatives because I spend money on my YouTube videos.
He's still having that problem with the account going in the negative? Damn.
Give you these wild and crazy food hacks. And people are going to hate them. And, predictably, I got all these hate text messages. Way to ruin a steak, Cobra. And it's like, yeah, well, let's see you cook a steak. All these trolls talk. Let's see them start a YouTube channel, get 100,000 subscribers, and then cook their own goddamn steak.
Fair enough. I don't
interact with these losers any more than I have to, or want to, for that matter. But that's beside the point. I really focus on coming up with these wacky ideas where you just melt steak and everything all over it. This is delicious. I would definitely make this again, but proportion it a bit better so that way it's not just all over the plate. Make it look a bit neater, more prim and proper kind of thing. But overall, yes. Or if you just want to be a sloppy ass about it, go for it. Gluttony. All right. And yes, I will be doing more cooking videos as the time goes on, just not all the time.
All right. What do you say we wrap this up?
Videos that sometimes I run out of ideas. I do want to remake the Doritos chicken sandwich that I made. Samantha Hudson. That I did for the Your Favorite Son doc. Phenomenal. I would have used way less sauce on that and waited until it
you want to remake the thing from the documentary?
Cooled off before putting the sauce on it at the end. Whatever. Yeah, that steak it's cooked. It's got a little bit of pink in the middle, but that's just how I like my steak. The best part about cooking is getting to sample your art, because that's why it's called the culinary arts. It's not art. It's not only art that you physically see with your face, your eyes, but it's art you taste with your mouth, your stomach. Which is kind of a catch-all 22, because you could have food that looks great, but
catch-all 22.
Tastes gross, or you could have food that looks gross but tastes great.
I can't take this anymore. We've got 30 seconds left to wrap this up.
Of course. There's a big old chunk of steak. Let me just scooch the plate forward so you can get a close-up of this meat action. Oh, look at that. 1 second. I want to take another bite of this delicious steak. I can taste the suffering of the animal.
What? This guy's a sicko.
And it's delicious. Nice one. The lid was not
what
tight.
the
I spilled my drink on the table. It happened. Nice going.
You poured your mango body armor all over your steak?
Try not to get it all over my steak. Nice. I cannot remember the last time I had steak, mind you. I don't get to eat it very often, so it's, I tried shaking my goddamn bottle up like that, and the lid was halfway off, and I spilled a little bit. That is delicious. I would definitely remake that.
Now it's mango flavored. Wow, that was so bad. Wow. What the hell? Oh my god, Wes. I don't even know. I got nothing. What'd you think of that? I'm just gonna end this now. So this was an agonizing crucible. Alright, bye-bye.